Okay, so now that I've built my form and I have all of the parts together and I put clay in the seams, I need to refine it. It's really rough and these edges would become very, very sharp. So to do that, you would want to have some soft clay and some slip near you. And then if you have a sponge, that's fine. And then also your plastic card, that works very, very well for that. So any place that you see have cracks that you need to fill, instead of using slip, you would want to go, I see a little seam right under there, you would want to go in there with soft clay. And the best way is to roll that clay up to kind of push it into the seam. And you can use either your finger, I usually put a little bit of liquid on it, or a stick to kind of press that in there, and if you have excess you can push that away. Also, if your slab was a little soft, you may need to push and kind of pull away. So for those edges that got rough when you added the clay to it, your best tool again is like that old credit card, or this is an old store card, just to kind of get in there and really smooth away those areas before you go in and cut out windows or add any details to your piece. And if you do get extra clay on there, just put it in your container of slip or toss it. So you want to go in and refine your piece and get all of those little, I call them clay boogers, off of there. They will become sharp in the firing. So you want to really work on craftsmanship. A little bit of slip or water on your finger works, but not too much, because that actually makes it weak. But a little bit to kind of help it flow for rubbing after you scrape it would be good. So this would not be ready to be fired because the edges would become really sharp, and then inside as well. So you're going to want to take your time and really refine that and smooth those edges out. And then once that is done, then you can go in and carve in windows. And the best thing indoors, the best thing to do for that is to first draw where you want that to be, and try not to go too close to the edges. So you can draw it with a pencil that's kind of dull, or your stick. And then after you've kind of scored where the lines are going to be, then you can kind of go in there and go over your lines that you scored and start to slowly carve that out. If you do have access to an X-Acto knife, you could carefully use that at your house. A big knife is not a good idea. There are clay tools that we have at school that are really good for cutting these things out, but you can kind of look around for something, but don't try to go get a big knife to carve that out. You can cut through to your piece if you just go over it again and again with your stick form. After you cut that shape out, you can decide if you want to add that little piece as an added element to your work, or if you just want to put in your bag to recycle it, or if it's getting leather hard, it can go in your slip cup or be tossed. So this could become like part of the window, a shutter, a door. But after you cut those things out, it's really important again that you are smoothing out. I just got a little slip on my finger. The inside and the outside of the form, especially if it's going to be open down here, like you were going to put a candle in there and it would be more of a luminary. It's very, very important that you consider the whole piece. The craftsmanship is very essential. So after you spend time creating your form and really refining it, you'll want to put your name and class shape on the bottom, lightly spray it, like you probably did the other day when you were working on it, with water. If you don't have a spray bottle, then just get your hands wet by the sink. Don't let any clay go down the drain, and kind of flick water at it all over, and then wrap it in your Ziploc at least overnight. I'm sure you'll probably just keep it in your Ziploc after you upload it to the Padlet until you're able to bring it in to be fired. So welcome home, you made a house.